Hey guys, welcome back. This video is basically about reviewing the books which I have been reading. Um, there have been three actually, and I haven't reviewed them individually. So in this video, we will be looking on these three books uh, in combined way. Recently, I haven't uploaded any of the videos in the past few months related to the books review which I am reading and all. And in the past, if you have also watched some of the other videos of mine, in which I have reviewed the other books, you may have noticed that there is no sort of category division that in which category I am rating that book, or what kind of writing is in that, is in what kind of writing there is, what kind of event connection. So from now onwards, I have changed the things a little bit. What I have done is that from now onwards I will be posting the review of the books in a very categorized way. I have made a few categories and I have written everything down. So I will be reviewing the books based on certain categories, and I thought about giving them a star or rating things, but I don't think that gonna help anybody to understand what the book is about. So first of all, I want to tell that there are three books which I will be about which I will be sharing my opinion. The first one is the Shoe Dog. The book is about not. I'm not going to tell you initially anything about the book, but I will be describing them in categories. That in this category, what kind of thing in the book. In another category, what kind of thing is in the book. Next, we will at the end we will go for my overall opinion. The three books which I will be reviewing. First one will be Shoe Dog, which is written by Phil Knight. Second one will be I Am Malala. Next one will be the Usain Bolt, the autobiography. Two of them are autobiography, and one is a kind of autobiography, I would say, but it's more like about a company individually. Let's get into it really quick. The first one is Shoe Dog. Basically, the category, I would say I would put this book on my shelf in the category of sports and business, because the book is basically about a company you may also know as Nike, which is a shoe company, and the creator of that company, named Phil Knight, describes how he built his company from scratch. Originally, the company was not initially started by the name as Nike. It was started as a company named Blue Ribbon. He basically did not change the name. He started a new, he started a new venture. He started a new company all over. So this was the initial story. What about the writing? I would say that it is above average, but not very easy to understand. I would say that we need a pre-reading of the book every time. Before going to read the books, you need to pre-read it. What we do in pre-reading is that we very fastly read the book. We do not care for what we are understanding or not. We just go through the books and try to make up a story in our mind, just like when you are going in any bookstore, or you are going to purchase a new book which you do not know about. You first just pre-read it very fastly, and then when you purchase it, you find it interesting or not, then you will go and purchase the book if you like to do so. This book is about like you need to pre-read it, and then after you if you go and read it carefully, then it would be much easier to understand. Most of the time the writer is talking about his company, how he's building that. But suppose I would say you have a page of that book, one page, and in that page there are certain paragraphs, certain lines. above 30 to 40% in the lines, in the 40% of the page or the matter in a page is just going on in the mind. Like there is no certain event going on, or no certain task going on. It's just only the thinking what he is writing in that particular text. So this is about which I don't like in this particular shoe dog. But it's not in the whole book, but it is continue at some places, I would say. What is about the event connection? Event connection is the category in which I say that, like, how the story is being connected. Whenever you read a book, you feel like, now this it's like the beginning of something to the end, in the middle and to the end. Okay. The event connection of this book is not very good, because I would say it's average, or sometimes it is poor. We don't I don't easily understood the event connection. Sometimes I didn't understand that at all. I have to read it all over again, the whole page or the whole chapter, to understand that. So event connection was not as good as in the other books I found. Next, I would say, what will be the targeted audience of who all people can read this book? I would say business people and the people who are looking for a motivation in the ventures or startup sort of things. This is a book for them, but it's not going to help you in getting to know what kind of things should be done, or the problems you will be faced, because every startup is different. Every company or every idea is different. So this is a story about one idea, about one company, and might be possible it would be giving you an image that if you sometimes feel that your business is not doing well, or you are not making a lot of profit, there are a lot of competition going on, things like that, then this is a book which you should refer. And not for solving your problems, but for getting the motivation, or getting the most out of most out of that situation in which you are. Okay. So that is the thing. Best thing which I liked about the book is that when Phil Knight is basically reviewing, or he's meeting with the people, or hiring them in his company, making for starting his venture, or making new friends to run his company. That thing I like. Whenever he is going for travels in Japan again and again, and talking about his world tour, he came to India also. So this thing I like best in the book. Next, we are talking about is I Am Malala. It is everybody knows that who is Malala Yousafzai. She has now won um, she has won the Nobel Prize. So now next book which we are talking about is I Am Malala. Everybody knows that who is Malala Yousafzai. Most of the people whom I meet, they know who is Malala Yousafzai, but instead you don't know is that Malala Yousafzai is a social worker basically right now. She has won a Nobel Peace Prize because she has done a lot of work for women empowerment, and for women education in Pakistan, or in all over the world also. Right now she is residing somewhere in Britain, I would say, in England. Um, what is the category of the book? I would say the category of the book will be basically biography, because it is a story about her. I would mention out one point is that the story is not written by herself. Like there is a person who would have helped her in writing the story. Okay, the same is with I Am Malala, and also with the Bold Dogs, because these are not those kind of people who can write his own story at a really early age. Usain Bolt basically have got that age, but I don't think he would have enough of content to make it out. So there is a person behind that book who basically gathered everything and came up with a book. So category is autobiography, or I would say biography, because it is not written by herself. One person helped her to write that. Writing amazing, very easily understood, and one of the second best I would say, because the best one is in the Usain Bolt. Event connection is again very good, very easily summarized. You do feel a kind of movie going on back in your head when you are reading this book. So it is a very nice. There is a very nice event connection. Targeted audience, basically everyone who is inspired by a story that she had fight with the Taliban and all. She had got shot in her head, and she fought against her death. She got so many threat calls. She got so many problems, and it's very inspirational. The best part is again that when she got shot while she was coming back from her school, and she went to she went to in foreign country for her treatment. The best part is there. Some of the pictures are there in the book, you can see them. One thing I noticed that the Indian edition, which is only being sold in India, has some tweaks. I would say it's not bad, but the worldwide edition has got more detail in that. So if you can get the worldwide edition, that's the best. But if you can't, because sometimes it's not available, or it is not cheaper. PDF it will be available very easily. So Indian edition has got some sort of tweaks, but they are not very much noticeable. Overall, you will understand the book. Overall, the all events will be given there, but sometimes the language is changed. Some of the content is not written in the Indian edition, or the edition which is being sold in Indian subcontinent, like countries which are neighboring India, like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and India. For the book which I have read was only being sold in these four countries, but I had another PDF which is so I read that also using my app, and using the app which I used to I listened that book. So in that I found some differences which I thought that I should be pointing out. Overall review will be a very, I would say, sometimes, initially at some point, I would say very teeny, very teeny tiny, teeny tiny, I would say, idea. Her idea of doing the woman empowerment thing and all was not very clear, that why is she doing like that. But in the middle and in the last, it get all cleared away. Everything makes sense. So in the initial time, the idea is not very clear, but in the middle and in the last point, it's perfectly clear. Targeted audience, I have already told that inspirational person she is, and woman empowerment, she has done a lot of work. So last we wrap up with the last book, that is Usain Bolt. Category is again biography, autobiography, not written by him, but a person helped him. Writing is amazing, very easily understood, one of the best. Event connection is amazing, superbly done, best in all these three, the Malala and Shurov. Targeted audience, sports runners. The struggle phase he is going through is very intensified, and definitely a movie goes through behind your mind that the child is growing up, or running the races and all. Every time, the best part is in the races, of course. Every time you listen, you read that he has won a race, you can always go to YouTube and type that he is running in the Olympics of 2012, or in the World Championships. So you go there and type that particular time period and his name and his category, like he's running 100 meter, 200 meter, or 400 meter relay races, then you will get the race. So that, after reading, must watch those races, because if you don't watch those races, you won't be knowing his competitors, like Asafa is there, Tyson is there, Gatlin is there. So you need to know these persons also, because they are also his big competitors, and they are the people who because of whom he turned out to be so good. Because every time he is mentioning in the book that whenever he get a big stage, whenever he goes into Olympics, or whenever someone passed through him, like he got a challenge, then he come out to be very good. Okay, so that is the thing you must do. So that was it. Overall, I in those three books I liked the Bolt one a lot, but the Shoe Dog is a much more matured book, I would say. Bolt is easily understood, but for much of a challenge, you should go with the Shoe Dog. I Am Malala is definitely a must read, and Shoe Dog again, and Bolt also. This is all for this video. Next, there are 5 books which are along the way. When the packages will be delivered, I will be making a short video about introducing all those 5 friends coming along in our family. And I hope they will be delivered before 20, and the video will be uploaded before 25 of this month. That's it for today. I hope and I'll see you again in my other videos. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, you know what to do. That's it for this evening. Bye bye. Have a very good day. Bye.